Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the 212A, the Tier 9 Russian SPG, or I should say Soviet actually, because it is Soviet, or well it might have been. And this one's located on the northeast spawn of Glacier under the command of talon1958. And this is one of his entries for this week's Chance of the Lion against Angelina75. Yeah, she hasn't submitted a replay yet this week. I don't think she's had the chance to have a game. But, well, Talon's submitting his first one. Well, he lost the chance to get that AMX. He managed to get up there quickly, but he fires one in. Oh, and he did get some damage on him as he went up the corridor. I guess he won't be particularly happy about that. Just this week, Talon found out that his young son has now worked out how to use the controls on his smartphone, and he's now making videos all of his own. Yes, Talon found out this week when he looked up his phone and suddenly found there was a video there that wasn't there before, and his son had made it, which is quite an achievement really, because he doesn't know how to operate it. Well, so Talon thought he didn't know how to operate it. In actual fact, yes, he does. So he's waiting to see what he will produce next. Okay, well, didn't get anything off the T95 because he fired just a little too far ahead to get a shot on him, but he's now looking for another suitable target, and I think he just found one, but unfortunately lost sight of him. I go for the Emil too. He's a much better target at the moment. He's just rocking backwards and forward on the same spot. He's almost dialed in, rounds out, and it fell short. In fact, well short, because it actually fell almost the other side of the ridgeline. Well, that won't deter Talon, because he is rather good with the 212A. In fact, he stands a much better chance of winning the contest with Angelina with the 212A. Now, just to refresh you on the rules, the first one to get to an ace tanker wins the weekend lion. If you don't get an ace tanker, then it's the highest you can get, and or if you've got any battle hero medals such as a Confederate or a high caliber or a Gauze medal, those all help as well. Most of the time this sort of battle can be settled with an ace tanker, because both Talon and Angelina are capable of doing ace tankers when they want to, when they need to, but sometimes it's just not easy enough to, because the enemy is not cooperating, you might say. Well, he picked up another 140 hit points off that Emil too. Now the standard reload for this Arty is 37.39 seconds, but Talon's managed to get it down to 30.11. Now somebody asked me the other day, because they saw a few of our replays on our page, and they wondered which version of the rescue we were using. It's called Damocles. It's available through Aslains, and that was another close hit, but it hit the ridge line. It's available as part of the Aslains mods, so it's very easy to actually install. And if you're a member of What Arty Noobs, I've specified out by taking pictures of all the selections I've made on my Aslains combination, so it's very easy to get exactly the same picture for your own Arty. Oh, that was a good one. He hit two tanks with one shot. The AE Phase 1 and the Object Treble 7 version 2. I'm not sure who actually took the brunt of it, but it may have been the AE Phase 1, because he did get more damage off that one. But it looked like it was right between the two. If not, it landed on one of them and reflected back off onto the other. Going for the AMX M454, he's a one shot and he dies before the shell can be fired. But he's switching over to the Treble 7 version 2. And that's a kill shot if ever I saw one. No doubt about that. He murdered that one. You could say, I know it's not the right word to use, but yes, that guy didn't stand a chance. Direct hit right on top of him, and he's out the game. So he's now starting to make progress, because he's up to 1,133 so far. Oh, we just lost sight of that Emil too. And with 5 tanks up on the enemy, he's firing blind. Just on the off chance now the Meal 2's there. The enemy is taking a pasting over in that northeast corner. Even with a T95 and a Cranbarn there, they were getting very badly damaged, but their T95 managed to take out one of our Cranbarns, which isn't so good. In fact, he was the best Cranbarn out of the group. Okay, looking at the back of the enemy map, we're trying to get a shot in on that T30. Rounds out. This could be good. Ah, it hit the rock face instead. But it did stun the T54. And I think we just saw where one of the Artys is. He's behind that, that little hill where most of the Artys tend to go. And here comes the T54 trying to attack our AMX, and yes, he got him. The Talon's about to be loaded, and I think he's going to launch around in there to see if the T54 likes that. Yep, 198 back. I don't think the T54 would have liked that one. The enemy's still behind, but they're only 2 behind now. They managed to pull some back, and I think we just saw the RT yet again. This one of them is actually hiding in the little wood next to that hill where we saw the last one fire from. They're still having a go. Oh, and they just got our Kunstpanzer, but they are now 3 down. Oh, and that was close. But the kill shot actually went to our T49 who got the T54. Okay, the Emil's still there in the centre of the map, and he just killed our T30. But the enemy is still 3 tanks down. One of them is, of course, that Emil. The other one's the T30, who's at the back of the map and just in front of our cap area, or their cap area. And of course, the third one is their Arty, which is an M53, M55. That's a big hit. 352. The Emil is gone. And that means now there's only the T30 and their M53, M55. And that now means that Talon can move closer to get more accurate hits quicker on target. It really does help sometimes to move closer to the enemy at the end of the map, because you get a shorter reaction time. Makes it much easier to do lots of damage to the enemy. Looks like the T30 is deciding to stay fairly close to his own cap area. And there's our M53, M55's also done the same. And he's moved a little bit closer. Talon doesn't want to get too close, because otherwise he might become a target for the T30. But he's just going to try and pick up a better angle on that T30. See if he can get a shot on target. Okay, he's aiming. Looking to get a shot. He can't see the T30 yet, but if the guy is being defensive, he will try and pick a spot where he can shoot at our tanks on the way in. You can see a number of trees have been knocked down there, and that's usually an indication that the Arty's been moving about. Well, somebody's knocking trees down in there, and I kind of get the feeling that might be the Arty. I think he might have changed position. I could be wrong though, it might actually be the T30. Well, he's moved just a bit closer to get shots on the enemy. Remember, he's in that gap. That's where the last one was, where the last tracer from an Arty was seen. No, that's a bit too high. The tank is just in that gap there. And there he is! It was him! Okay, so it's the T30 that was knocking... Oh no, that one's there as well. You just saw another tree go down and we can see the T30. So we do know that the M53, M55 is in that gap, and Talon's just a little too close. But the M53's gone even closer still. He's just around the corner, and the Striv just took out the enemy M53, which means now the T30 is the last enemy alive. Okay, can he get a shot on this guy? I don't think he can. I think he's just too close now to get a shot on target. But if he comes around the corner, yes, he can fire. And the Striv gets the kill shot. Or was it the Cranbarn? It was the Cranbarn. Well, here's the end of battle results for the first game for this week's contest. He managed to get a second class tanker in the 212A. He has done an ace tanker before, so this is not his best, but he's working his way up to it. Talon managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9. He also got a Confederate medal, which puts him in the lead quite solidly with a Battle Hero medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His winning from that battle, 2,150, which is a reasonable score. It's very good. Not the Unicum level yet, but he will get there. If we look at team score, we can see the highest damage in the game was actually done by our Cramvan and picked up a high caliber for 5,032 hit points. Second highest damage was the Cramvan with 4,185, and the third highest damage in the game went to the T30, the last enemy alive, with 4,060. And we can see that Talon managed to get 2,164, which is not as much as he normally gets, about half of what he can get if he puts his mind to it. When it came to kills, it was actually the Cramvan, the good Cramvan, survived. That was the one who got the last kill. And he says Arty hates you. I'm wondering if that's an Arty player. He's just playing a Cramvan for the moment, but he just says Arty hates you. And the one that actually died round the corner, that was the one that was killed by the T95. So there was 2 Cramvans, and that was the guy who got the high caliber. Yep, the second highest number of kills was actually the T30 on the enemy team. He got 3 kills out of that one, and of course he was the last one alive on their team after their Arty was taken out. So when it came to base XP, it's the Cramvans. Yes, they seem to be paired on this too, and they were actually in platoon with an Object 430U. And well, the first 2, the Cramvans, managed 1,113. The other one managed 1,031. Then came the AMX M451, and then we got Talon with 775. So he's 4th on XP in this game. He fired 14 rounds, got 2 direct hits on the enemy. No penetrations though, but 14 splash. Damage of 2,164 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 1, did 614 hit points of damage assistance, and he also got 488 of stun assist off 12 stuns. On a premium counter, he earned 36,818 credits, 65,000 for completing a mission, 101,818 for total, and after ammunition resupply, still took away a profit of 75,078 credits. He got 30 bonds for this being a tier 10 battle. Was it tier 10? Yes, it was, because there was a Cramvan in it. And 1,162 XP times 2 for the first victory. 2,325 experience points altogether. If I was to say anything positive or negative on the game, I think he got a little too close actually to the enemy at the end of the battle. You do try to approach the enemy to try and get as close as you can to the enemy cap so you can get decent shots on the enemy and or to start capping. I think the M53, M55 on our team took that a little too much to heart, because he was actually sitting in the enemy cap right at the end of the game instead of actually trying to help his teammates by getting further shots. And the position that Talon was in at the end of the game didn't really help him to actually get shots on that T30 or on the enemy M53, M55. If he'd actually gone directly south from where he was and gone around the edge of the map, he probably would have had much better angle to hit. Yeah, I almost said a rude word there. To hit the T30 and the M53, M55, because he would have been able to lob the shell over the top of those rocks right into where they were located, and that would have actually earned him extra XP and credits. So, yeah, do think about the terrain as well. Whilst you're approaching the enemy cap, don't try and have something blocking your shot directly. If you can, move to one side so you can get a better angle and so that obstruction's out the way. But other than that, it was good. It started slow, but worked its way up. Of course, you did get that first quick shot on the enemy. It wasn't a huge amount of damage, but you started working your way up, and then it just got better and better. So, I expect that Angelina will be sending me a replay very shortly after she's played a game, and I wonder if she'll be getting the Lion or Talon. Well, we'll just have to wait and see which replays turn up on the What Arty Noobs page. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And do remember that we've got a second channel called The Channel where you can watch great replays, normally pulls medals with lots of kills, and there's no commentary, so there's nothing to distract you. Thanks for watching.